Hidden in the grassy hills of Hyde Park stands the hard-to-miss brick estate Kensington Palace, located in the heart of London. Kate Middleton lives in Kensington Palace 1A, a 20-room, 4-story apartment along with her husband, Prince William. Her house boasts generous living space, including 5 reception rooms, 3 main bedrooms, dressing rooms and bathrooms, a night and day nursery, staff bedrooms and ancillary rooms. The walls are filled with art from the royal collection. In addition to the main house, there are large staff quarters and a large walled-in garden. Catherine and William spent £4.5 million renovating the apartment, as well as hundreds of thousands more of their personal money on additions like a second family kitchen. Kate Middleton did much of the decorating for apartment 1A herself, rather than enlisting professionals. They moved out of the Kensington abode in 2013 shortly after the birth of Prince George, moving to Anmer Hall in Norfolk in order to raise their children in more of a private location. But recently, the family have officially moved back to their Kensington Palace apartment full-time, in order to dedicate themselves to their royal duties. Their 2 oldest children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, also now go to school in London, and their youngest Prince Louis attends Wilcox Nursery School in London, so the family will be in the city for some time yet. The palace has a rich and interesting history that dates back to the 17th century, but it really came into the spotlight after Prince Charles and Princess Diana moved in after their wedding. Before it was transformed into a grand royal residence, Kensington Palace was originally a 2-story Jacobean mansion which had been built in 1605 in what was then the village of Kensington. In 1619, the house was bought by the 1st Earl of Nottingham and became known as Nottingham House, which would later be recognized when naming Nottingham Cottage, a small grace and favor home within the grounds that was, until recently, the residence of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Upon the joint ascendancy of King William III and Queen Mary II in 1689, they purchased the home as it was further from the floods and smog of Whitehall which were damaging the health of the asthmatic king. The monarchs had Sir Christopher Wren expand the house almost immediately. To keep costs low, Wren kept the original Jacobean structure intact and added a 3-story pavilion to each of the 4 corners. For the next 70 years, Kensington Palace was the desired home of most English monarchs, despite all official royal duties happening at St. James's Palace.